quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Jameis Winston's Buccaneers going up against Keenum's Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, last year, I'm not sure we saw very many of those runs, did we, from the Vikings? I mean, they had the poorest rushing attack in the league.
Just 75 yards per game, but carries like the one we just saw, that'll help bolster that average.
Yeah, certainly, and they tried to beef up the offensive line in the offseason, brought in Latavius Murray, and then drafted Dalvin Cook out of Florida State.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray, and he's got room. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
Again, it's Cook. Broken tackle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go now. Green 3.
Keenum. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Forbath will put this one through, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for Tampa. Tampa Bay. And even 40 yards. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew Sendejo. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
They go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999 when he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. After the run, Keenum going to throw. Rolling to his right. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And that's going to go in the books. A 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year. They totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people participating. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter, and they've got it here with a 1st down. From the gun, Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
2nd down following the incompletion. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. From the shotgun, it's Winston. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Sherrills to return it. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Vikings coming out here again to take over on offense. And this is a crew, obviously, that was so close, Charles, to becoming the first ever team to play a Super Bowl in their own stadium. So disappointment in that last game against Philly, but overall, I think they've got to be pretty pleased with the season.
They have to be, because they put it all together. Won the NFC North. How about that win over the Saints in the divisional round? I mean, I don't know that they'll ever top that in terms of getting something done late in the game, especially with what was on the line. They do get Dalvin Cook back at running back next year. I think they'd still like to have a little more speed at wide receiver.
And now the rookie's free. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 58 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, and the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Anthony Barr from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. They go play action. Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sack's on back-to-back plays. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. Now Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Here's Sherrills. Oh, shifty. Whoa. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game, and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
Come on, let's go!
Oh, look at the juke. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, that was not a highlight play for the offense. But how about the previous play? A big run? They're used to trading that, especially if you're a Hall of Fame runner. Big run, maybe not so much on the next one, but the big ones add up over time.
2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. They'll let their wide receiver take this one. It's Diggs. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
And he cuts it right and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerick McKinnon, 26 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock. And
a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Set to take over is Tampa Bay's offense. This is a Tampa Bay team, Charles, that in 2017, really, a lot of people's darlings coming into the year, and then they wound up being the only team in the NFC South not to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and part of it, only 27th in the league in rushing. And they thought they had a #1 running back in Doug Martin, who did not have a big year again in 2017. And last in the league in overall defense. So when you put that combo together, it makes it hard to win the games you need to win, especially in a tough division like the NFC South.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Jameis to throw it. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. To throw, Winston. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be resigned, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Come on, let's go!
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Second down following the run. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Second down, 9 yards to go.
Hurry up, here we go.
They run it again with Cook. The tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? It's because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Set. Green. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Gun.
From the gun, here's Keenum. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution?
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Deshaun Jackson, 75 yards. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now this time, Keenum will throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. On play action. Now Keenum. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. William Golston coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Are we really in the second half here? And this is the first time we've seen Jameis Winston connect with Mike Evans.
Yeah, you know that they missed that in the first half. Up until this point, they've really missed it, haven't they?
I think that's a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out in a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you've got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Defense showing blitz. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Red zone opportunity. From the red zone now, Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Peyton Barber, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Bucs have made this a one-score game. On for the extra point is Folk. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Folk out there now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was 3rd and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the 1st down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a 1st down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. Off the play fake, Winston. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Winston. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter play. Now a second down throw for Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anderson-Dejo. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
On first down, Murray. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes. Then his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Now Jameis on second down. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go now. Good. No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now. Green, 39. Detroit.
To throw on second down is Keenum. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
A good pick up there of 20 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And now here's a carry heading left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense have felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Peyton Barber, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the fourth. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Folk out there now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Well, hey, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Winston here to throw. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, 28 yards. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. Folk out there now to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now Keenum. And some space here. And now running right through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the play. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Now Keenum. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores, trying to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Hurry up, here we go.
To throw is Keenum. Going with a screen for Murray. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray from 19 yards away. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. First and goal from the 8. Shift together here from the D-line. Now a handoff as they run left side. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They're looking to throw this. Winston eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a third and short, 3rd and 1. This offense so far on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Peyton Barber punching it in from a yard away. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now Folk for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Folk out there now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football, football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Keenum to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Chris Conte. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead. And another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. That one looks like he'll throw here. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the fourth quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.